Mark, mag-pray na muna kayo.
Good afternoon. Everyone is requested to please settle down as the podcast will start in a few minutes. Once again, everyone is requested to settle down because the podcast will start in a few minutes.
Curious to see what Tomcat USD can do? Despite the struggles of using an online platform, the passion to create never stops. From QPAP to Plaza Mayor, Tomcat has always been right there, covering the most memorable parts of campus life. You might be wondering, why should I join Tomcat USD despite the online struggles? There's no doubt that events may be different, but that doesn't stop our creativity to flow. Tomcat USD continues to grow and host the university's most awaited events that both inform and hype up the crowd. Even in isolation, connections are still possible. With Tomcat USD, engaging in conversations with like-minded people is not a problem. But we don't stop there. Tomcat USD also connects and lends a helping hand to its partner communities through workshops and webinars. Tamashans, what are you waiting for? Don't let the distance stop you from creating and connecting. It's time to ignite what's within. Pursue your spark here at Tomcat USD.
Nalagpasan mo ang mga pagsubok, di mabilang na mga bagyo. Kahit ilang baha man ang danasin, kasaysayan mo'y hindi kayang anurin. Ang iyong sahig dingding, mga pintuan, saksi sa iyong dakilang nakaraan. Namnan ng tama, puso't isipan. Mga bayaning sa silong mo ay nanahan. Nag-iisa ka lang, pinagpalang pamantasan. 4 na siglo nang nagtuturo sa kabataan. Pagmamahal sa Diyos, karunungang may dangal. Ako'y nagagalak, matawag na isang Tomasino. Ang ngalan mo'y hindi nadudumisan. Ilan mang siglo pa ang magdaan. Dahil ang Diyos ika'y iniingatan. Tunay kang binasbasang paaralan. Nag-iisa ka lang, pinagpalang pamantasan. 4 na siglo nang nagtuturo sa kabataan. Pagmamahal sa Diyos, karunungang may dangal. Ako'y nagagalak, matawag na isang Tomasino. Nagsisilbi sa kapwa, naglilingkod sa bayan. Nagmamahal sa Diyos, may karunungan, may dangal. Ako'y nagagalak, ako'y isang Tomasino.
Hello. Welcome to the podcast, overflowing with memories from the past, the beauty of the present, and the excitement for the future. This is Buhay CTHM.
Hello, CTHM. I hope your day has started well and has been amazing as you guys are. I am Maxine Lacorda from Tomcat's Circle of Talents, and I welcome you all to the second episode of Buhay CTHM, my teacher, my hero.
And I am Stephanie Gasendo from Class 3HHL3, and we are your hosts for today's episode. Anyway, Maxine, it's been a while though since we last hosted the podcast. And how has it been lately for you? The recent academic break really helped ease our minds. And for a little while, ikaw, Maxine, how did you spend your academic break?
Alam mo, Steph, I really grabbed the opportunity and the time na makapagpahinga and somehow makapag-catch up with my friends pero still virtually. Alam mo, gustong-gusto ko na lumabas, gumala, and mingle with them, pero hindi pa talaga pwede. Oh, and share ko lang din, I finally got my first dose of COVID vax.
Congratulations!
So guys, sino ba dito ang Team Sinovac? Meron ba dito ang Team Sinovac, guys? Okay, so speaking of vaccines, just a friendly reminder to our viewers to get yourselves vaccinated as well. And still strictly follow the health protocols though vaccinated na. Ikaw, Steph, how was your academic break?
That is great to hear, Maxine. I'm glad you had so much fun and a lot of rest. Well, For me, I could say that it was very well spent, and I had the opportunity to go out with my friends and do a bunch of Halloween festivities. Especially, of course, we still followed the strict protocols such as social distancing, wearing our mask, and sanitizing ourselves at all times. And it was such a very memorable experience for me because here in the US, they take this season, Halloween season, very seriously. So it's truly one of a kind experience.
Grabe, that sounds so nice. And I'm sure you had a lot of fun. May ready ka na bang costume for October 30?
Well, I do have one in mind, but let's see how that goes.
Grabe, sana may ganap din na ganyan dito sa Pinas, no? Actually, I've been seeing your posts, and I really do wish here in the Philippines that we won't have to wear our face masks, our face shields anymore rin. So that we can also roam freely and be able to celebrate our missed festivities here. And like what you've said earlier, it's been a while talaga, and indeed, September really slipped away in a moment in time.
Aba,
Parang familiar, no? Taylor Swift
Taylor
yan.
Swift yarn?
Kidding aside, September was a busy month as well. Alam yan ng CTHM students. Grabe rin naman talaga ang bagsik ng prelims, no? Hell week, ika nga. What do you think, Steph?
Alam mo, I couldn't agree with you more, Maxine. But anyway, let's talk about the previous episode that we had with our fellow CTHM students here on the pod. We talked about their struggles and memorable experiences before and during the pandemic. It was truly an eye-opening conversation, and it made us all realize how much our lives has changed over the past 2 years.
I definitely agree on that, Steph. It was really an eye-opening talk as we've heard the insights or the point of views ng fellow CTHM students natin. And guys, on behalf of Team Buhay, we would like to thank everyone who tuned in on our first episode last September 13th. Thank you all so much, guys, for all of your feedback and the warm welcome.
Anyway, Maxine, let us take a break from this chikahan session for now so you guys can join us as we take you to a journey in time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode.
But before we dive in deeper on the episode, let us first pause and reflect on what the pandemic has taught us. We have Ms. Lara Tadeo, the EA to the Secretary of the CTHM Student Council, to share with us her realizations. Roll VTR.
Hi, I am Lara Tadeo, and for today's episode of Protection, something that I've been pondering about lately is the value of self-validation. Well, of course, as of the moment, even though there's an ease on the IATF protocols, some of us are still stuck inside our homes and we connect with other people through social media. And that's a good thing. But sometimes we find ourselves comparing our achievements with what others had achieved. And because of that, we have the tendency to associate our worth with our accomplishments in life. It leaves us drained because of our drive to prove our worth, but we shouldn't look at it in that perspective. Instead, we must look at every opportunity that come our way as an medium for us to develop and improve ourselves because as what they say, life is a journey, not a race. So learn how to take a slower pace, validate and acknowledge every small wins in your life because these small steps can lead to a bigger results. That would be all. Thank you.
natin ang ika nga Teachers Month. And though it has been weeks since the National Teachers Day, isn't it fun to celebrate it once more?
I agree with that one, partner, and there is no better way to celebrate it with none other than our beloved CTHM professors and administrators.
That is correct, Steph. Feeling ko may hint na ang ating CTHM students kung sino ba ang guest natin. Siyempre, nasa magandang pubbat niya ng CTHM-SC eh. So,
That is so
we've
true.
invited 4 of our dearest CTHM professors and administrators in this episode to share with us how they have been before and during this virtual learning setup. We'll also be hearing some of the things that they look forward to once mag-face-to-face classes na. So, huwag na natin patagalin pa. Without further ado, Steph, take it away.
Thank you, Maxine. Today, there will be 4 lovely speakers who will join us in today's Buhay CTHM episode. First off, we have our very own college secretary, the ever beautiful and enthusiastic Miss Maria Margarita P. Cruz, or as we call her, Ma'am Mickey.
Next, we have our hardworking and the prettiest tourism management department chair, Assistant Professor Jane G. Divanadera, or Ma'am Jane.
Hi.
And up next, we have our energetic and caring Hospitality Management Department Chair, Mr. Juanito Luis S. Reyes, or as we call him, Sir Lou.
And of course, we have saved the best for last. We have the sweetest and the best dean any college can ask for. We have our very own college dean, Attorney Jessie G. Granado, or our Dean G.
But unfortunately, Dean G could not be able to join us live today, but as sweet and caring as he is, he had prepared a video recording for us later.
Wow, grabe. Kitang-kita naman talaga natin ang effort ng ating Dean G. So, even though guys that it's only a recorded video, we hope that you guys will learn a lot of words of wisdom. Once again, let's give them a virtual round of applause. So now that we've finally introduced our guest speakers, buckle up as we will take you on a trip down memory lane with Blast from the Past.
In this segment, we will talk about what your life was like before you pursued your career in teaching. Were you on a different career path back then? If so, what inspired you to teach? Let us start with the ever beautiful Ma'am Mickey. Hi, Ma'am Mickey. How's it going?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I'm so excited.
So, Ma'am Mickey, before joining the academe, what was your initial plan?
Okay, so just to give you snippets of my life, no, before I became an academic staff of the University of Santo Tomas College of Tourism and Hospitality Management, I used to work in a hospital. You might be wondering, no, dear students, what am I doing there? So I worked in the dietary department as the operations manager, and my responsibilities includes costing, I do inventories, and of course, management of the department. I am with them for like 7 years, and on my 4th year, I then realized na what will happen to me after. I am not in the medical field. I am not in a medical practitioner. So what will be next? So with the help of my sister, who actually persuaded me to study, I checked the master's degree requirement in UST, and then I enrolled. By the way, no, before I enrolled, um, one of the requirements is to submit a recommendation letter or a form from your previous teachers, yung mga college teachers. Actually, it was, my co-advisor or our advisor, the CTHM SC, we have Ma'am Timbang, and of course, Dean G, who accomplished the aforementioned form. Then I remember they told me that, after you graduate, you can teach here in CTHM. So how are you? Your teachers are now retired. For me, that time, it was just a simple talk, a kamustahan with them. I did not took that seriously. So it was, or I was, so when I was able to finish my master's degree in 3 years, during our colloquium, while waiting for my turn, I am, scheduled to present in the afternoon kasi by that time. By the way, every colloquium sa UST graduate school, there's a catering, no? We dine in, and then, to my surprise, there's this attorney, my teacher back in college, and the one who gave the recommendation letter together with Mom T. He was supporting his colleagues, and I was looking at him. Very hesitant ako na kausapin siya. Nahihiya ako kasi baka hindi na niya ako maalala. No? So a few minutes later, nagulat ako, may papunta sa akin naglalakad. And then he said, "Hi, Ma'am Mickey, how are you? Beso, beso." After that, I was really shocked. Para akong binuhusan ng malamig na tubig sa hiya. Imagine, the attorney, my former teacher, and now the dean, siya pa ang naunang bumati sa akin. So sabi ko sa sarili ko that time, you have to wake up, Nikki, something like that, no? So why am I here? It's because of one and only Attorney G, our dean. So after the colloquium, come by defense, while supporting my classmates, nagtagpo na naman kami ni attorney. He invited me to teach in CTHM. At first, I was thinking, is this what I really wanted? As instructed by Dean G, I submitted my intent letter, curriculum vitae to the Dean's office. I was actually eyeing to start during the first term that time. However, when I was about to file my resignation, my superior did not allow me. So I informed Dean G about that, and my application was postponed. And after, I think it was October, I tried again for the second time, and then siguro by that time magsa-start ako ng second term. So by October, I was scheduled for an interview, a teaching demo, submission of documents. There's a psychological exam and physical exam. You know what? As a teacher, na-feel ko din yung mga bata na pumipila sila sa health service, talagang maghihintay. And I remember 3 days ako na nag-accomplish ng physical exam. By December 20, I received a text from the office that my appointment was already available. I came, I signed. And I remember it was Ma'am T, siya yung ating program chair nung BS Hotel and Restaurant Management at the time. She assisted me how to open the Guru's Patio, gave my load for the second term. And I remember my load that time were cost control and entrepreneurship. So my contract dun sa aking work ended December 31. I started in CTHM last January 2017, and that started my journey and my love for CTHM.
You know what, Ma'am Mickey, from hospital to hospitality, that was truly indeed a leap of faith, and life will truly bring you in an unexpected path. So I truly believe, that wherever we are in life now is where we are meant to be. Just like Ma'am Mickey, hindi naman niya talaga inimagine that she will end up in the academy, but look at her now. And as students, it is inspiring to hear stories like this, and it just made me realize that as young as we are, we don't have to have our life figured out agad-agad. And there is always room for change. And we should always welcome this change with open arms. And of course, at the end of the day, what's important is that we love what we are doing. And it truly shows, no? And being a former student of Ma'am Mickey, it is just so inspiring na kasi alam mo, while she's teaching, alam niya and gusto niya talaga yung sinishare niya sa students niya. So I think as students, those are the kinds of professors that we need. need someone who will inspire us on who we want to be in the future. And I think that is exactly who Ma'am Mickey is right now. Thank you for that very inspiring answer, Miss Ma'am Mickey. Maxine, how about you? Take it away.
Grabe, I was really hooked, but what you said, Steph, that it was really a leap of faith, kumbaga. And based from Mickey's stories, talagang meron talagang mga tao nakapaligid sa atin na hindi natin alam na makakatulong pala sa atin na igagay tayo to the path on where we are taking right now. Actually, I can relate po na at this point and age na parang super dami confused on what to take, and nakakadagdag ng pressure sa kanila. So, a tip lang na parang take your time, and parang mamiki lang na may mga tao ang dadating at dadating na parang will help you and will serve as a tool. So next we have Sir Louie. How about you po? Let's hear your story naman po.
Believe it or not, before I went into teaching, I was a farmer. I worked in a farm. I handled the family business. We were importing cows, carne, from Australia, and we would slaughter them here in the farm, and we would distribute that in restaurants and hotels. Not only that, I raised chickens, manok, mga itlog ng manok. We were I was running a poultry farm, and we were supplying our eggs to, if my memory serves me right, that was Traders Hotel, Shangri-La, EDSA Plaza, Shangri-La Makati. We would deliver eggs every single day, araw-araw. That's about siguro mga 300 pieces of eggs every day for each outlet. Ano pa ba? Marami pa yan eh. We were a farmer. I was a farmer. I'm proud of that. Hindi ako nahihiya sabihin na nagpa-farm kami. And I did that for 9 years, taking care of the family business, which was importing cows and selling eggs. And eventually, nadagdagan pa yon. We would sell dressed chicken from our own farm. Nagpatayo kami ng dressing plant. We would slaughter chickens, dress chickens, and deliver it also to hotels. And then for 9 years, I was doing that. And alam niyo mga anak, pag araw-araw kasama niyo manok, tsaka baka, hindi masaya. Kasi hindi sila sumasagot. Okay? All they do is like, ikaw, karne ka. Ikaw, itlog ka. Ikaw, fried chicken ka mamayang gabi. That's all you got. I was single-handedly managing the family business because my parents were old during that time. And I did that for 9 years. And then I got a call from my other alma mater, where I graduated high school from. And then they said, uy, kailangan namin ng teacher for, actually hindi siya hindi naman teacher, kailangan namin ng campus minister, someone who would conduct retreats and recollections. So I took it in, but of course, I have to ask permission from my mom. And I go up to my mom and I go to her, Ma, hindi po ako masaya dito eh. Sabi, ba't ka di masaya dito? Hindi po ako kinakausap ng mga manok. Tsaka yung mga baka, napakapang feeling ko sa masama akong tao, 9 years na po ako nagpapatay ng baka para bang hindi po ako masaya sa ginagawa. And then my mom goes, ay ano gusto mong gawin? Ma, gusto ko po magtrabaho sa school. And my mom goes, 9 years mong ginagawa ito, tatrabaho ka sa school. Paano kinikita ng teacher? Ganyan ang mami ko noon. Talaga ako parang, di ba? Takot na takot talaga ako sa mom ko. But then again naman moms and dads, talaga hindi matitiis. And my mom goes, o sige anak ko, saan ka masaya? So I left the farm and then I went straight to teaching, to become a campus minister. And eventually, alam mo naman sa school, you always strive to have more. So after that, I took my master's degree, naging teacher na rin ako. And then I became a lot of things in school. Okay, I handled a lot of positions in school. Pero there was this one time, Ma'am Timbang, okay, my teacher before when I was in college in UST, she called me up and she goes, oh, nagtuturo ka na pala? And I go, opo, saan ka nagtuturo? And I tell her where I was teaching. And she goes, bakit siya ka nagtuturo? Ba't di ka umuwi dito sa bahay natin? And I go, oh nga, no? And then that made me realize, sabi niya, umuwi ka dito, mag-apply ka dito, try mo mag-apply dito. And so, I did it. I went back home to where we are right now. And mga anak, you have to understand, iba talaga. Iba umuwi sa bahay. Talagang when we were there, I applied. I went through the process. I started teaching, well, of course, handling the hotel. You know that. We were handling the hotel, Reader's Cafe. Pero one thing that really inspired me to stay is because of the warmth of the Tomasians. Naalala ko yung warmth ng Tomasian during my time. The happiest moments of my life was when I was in UST. And seeing everybody, seeing the students there was far more better than seeing the chickens. Was far more better seeing the cows. You know what I mean? These people needed you. These people, depended on you. And alam mo naman ng Tomasino, we are humble, we are simple, yet with a lot of heart. And that's why I'm still here and serving an even bigger church, of course, serving the beautiful Department of Hospitality Management. Beautiful people, friendliest people, most hospitable people, ang CTHM. And sino ba naman ang ayaw magstay dito, di ba? Because, to be with you guys is one of the best things that could ever happen. So, ayan po. Thank you for that.
Grabe. Di ko alam, parang I was speechless and somehow kilig with what Sir Louis said. What I took from his talk po is that we all started from something na hindi agad tayo mapupunta kung saan tayo ngayon. Like, we have to undergo a process na we should start from the bottom po talaga. Though, I'm really proud din po na I saw how humble you are, sir, na parang it was a humbling experience for you po, sir, na you started from your own business or your own farm. And nakita ko rin po talaga na may connection talaga siya with the CTHM environment po. And like what you've said po, you've tried to have more. And I think that's very important po na parang we shouldn't stay where we are. Na parang we should be willing to explore more our capabilities and trust on what we can do more with our strengths and weaknesses. And how about you, Steph? What have you learned from Sir Louis?
That is so true, no? Being a previous student of Sir Louis, during his classes, sobrang dami niyang kwento about his life, even before teaching. So, I think na as students talaga, having professors like Sir Louis na maraming share na experience sa atin, other than what we learned in school, of course, ang dami rin niyang life lessons na na-share sa amin sa students niya. And it is truly inspiring to have professors, Sir Rawan, ikaw talaga, so to have professors like Sir Louis, na madami siyang ma-share na life lessons, and even like we see Sir Louis as our like tatay dito sa CTHM kasi sobrang dami niyang na-share ng mga random kwento na minsan feeling namin habang nagdi-discuss kami, nagkwakwentuhan lang kami ng tatay namin. So that is how Sir Louis is to us as his students. So thank you for that, sir. Now, to our ever gorgeous Ma'am Jane, we want to know your story.
Thank you. Mabuhay. Magandang hapon. Gusto ang aking audio. Clear ba? Or naglalag?
You are loud and clear, Ma'am Jane.
Okay, salamat. Kasi raining here sa aming bayan dito sa Sampaloc, Quezon. And magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. So, babalikan ko yung tanong, no, kung ano ako dati bago magsimula or bago maging isang tumasinong guro sa CTHM. It was a long journey. Kasi bakit? I just had my 10th year at CTHM noong June 15. So I'm already at CTHM a decade ago. And masasabi ko na ito ay isang calling, yung pagiging isang guro. Hindi siya pinlano. Bakit ko nasabi ito? Sabi ng nanay ko nung nabubuhay pa siya, nung maliit pa ako, nakikita niya siguro ako na parati kong gustong ginagawa nung maliit pa is yung maging teacher ako. Yung alam niyo, yung siya na ang laro nito is teacher, tapos ito yung meron ka mga estudyante, so pinapakailaman ko, ginagamit ko lahat ng kanyang chalk, ng lesson plan, sulat ako ng sulat, may hawak parati akong stick, And nakita siguro ng nanay ko yun na, naku, baka gusto maging teacher nitong anak ko. Alam ba, ang sabi niya. By the way, my mother was an elementary teacher. And she was teaching for 45 years. So, nung sinabi sa akin ng nanay ko na wag kang magiging teacher. Di ba, normally kapag teacher ang nanay, gusto yung mga anak teacher din. And at the same time, kung ano yung profession nila, yun din ang gusto nga gawin sa mga anak. Ang nanay ko iba. Sabi niya, wag na wag kang magiging teacher. Sabi ko, bakit? Sabi niya, napakahirap ng teacher. And nakita ko yun sa nanay ko na talagang inaabot siya ng umaga, ng hating gabi, gumagawa ng lesson plan. Kasi nga, elementary teacher, so lahat ng lessons mo isusulat mo bago mo ituro. Hindi po pwedeng gawin mo yun bago mo isulat. So meron na muna siyang preparation ng kanyang lessons na gagawin araw-araw. So yun yung nakita ko sa kanya. And ngayon ko na-realize na, oo nga, totoo pala sinasabi ng nanay ko sa nakikita ko siya na natutulog dun sa study table niya kasi gumagawa siya ng lessons, meron din checking ng paper. So ganun ang buhay ng nanay ko. Kaya discourage niya ako. And totoo naman, hindi kaagad ako naging teacher. Madami pa akong pinagdaanan. It was a long journey. So after I graduated from college in 1998, so medyo long journey talaga ito, no? I immediately applied. So noong time na yon, hindi pa uso ang internet. So ang lahat ng vacancy makikita mo sa newspaper. Kaya nasanay akong magbasa ng newspaper since or after graduation. So nakita ko yung opening sa, I'm sure kung ito ay sa Philippine Star or Manila Bulletin. Kasi parati kong pinipila dalawang sets of newspaper every Sunday, Manila Bulletin at saka Philippine Star. So nakita ko daw may vacancy and my first job was I became a receptionist ng isang recreational company. Itong recreational company na ito ay Bell Corporation. They own that Tagaytay Highlands. And nandun ako sa administrative office sa Makati. So I was the one telephone. Okay pa ba ako? Or naglala? Okay pa?
You are good, ma'am po.
Okay. So yon, I was the one answering the telephone, I'm the one entertaining all of our customers, our guests. So for that, parang feeling ko, sabi ko, why I took up ES tourism was because I wanted to become a flight attendant. But during our time, sobrang hirap na maging isang flight attendant. At pag ikaw ay naging flight attendant na during our time, ikaw na yung pinakamagandang babae sa buong Pilipinas, sa buong university ninyo. So, yun yung naging experience ko before. So, nag-apply ako immediately after graduation at awa ng Diyos na tanggap ako. And then after 1 year, I decided to resign from my job kasi parang sabi ko, this is not really for me. So, what I did was, I entered into a graduate school. So, nag-aral ako full-time student ako that time for 2 years. And na-enjoy ko naman yung buhay ko as a graduate student. And then after 2 years, may nag-offer sa akin ng isang family friend na siya ay politician. Actually, kababayan ko siya. And she was being offered the position in the government. So what I did, I joined her. And nandun ako sa government service. I worked with the government offices, not only one office, but several offices. Because my boss before was appointed as Undersecretary of the DILG, na nakapag-trabaho din ako sa Solicitor General, saan pa ba? Sa GOCC, and then I worked also with the Department of Justice when my boss was appointed as Cabinet Secretary noong mga panahon na yun. So after 6 years or 7 years in the government, I decided to migrate. Not to migrate pala, to go abroad. Thinking of migrating that time. Kasi syempre pag bata I was young then. And sabi ko, ano kaya ang buhay sa ibang bansa? So nagplano ako ang applyan ng mga kung saan saang bansa kasi ang gusto ko ay mag-migrate. So I resigned from my post in the Department of Justice and then pumunta ako ng New Zealand. So nung time na yon was I think 2008 bago pa bago pa ako nakarating sila nanay and then of course ang entry ko doon was a student. Nag-apply ako as a student. I studied in New Zealand for a short course para lang magkaroon ako ng entry doon. So, nandun ako. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to convert my student visa to a work visa. Yung ibang kasabayan ko noon na nakarating ng New Zealand, by the way, I was all by myself, meaning wala akong relatives sa New Zealand, I don't have my friends. So talagang in-arrange lang yun ng isang agency dito sa Philippines. Saan ako titira, saan ako mag-aaral, lahat. Mayroong third party na nag-arrange sa studies at saka dun sa New Zealand. So nakarating ako doon, I stayed there for only 6 months. Hindi na-convert yung aking student visa sa work visa. Kaya bumalik ako dito sa Pilipinas. And then doon na nag-start yung aking pagiging guro. Nung bumalik ako sa Pilipinas, sabi ko, saan kaya ako mag-work? I was being offered again in the government, pero sabi ko, ayoko na sa gobyerno. Parang gusto ko na ng something new. Ayoko na nagbalikan yung dati kayo doon. So, what I did, I went to my university para kumuha lang ako ng transcript of records doon. And then I was offered to teach there. So, yun yung first time ko na nagturo doon. And then after 2 years, parang sabi ko, hindi na ako happy dito sa university. I have to apply in other universities. Wala akong idea kung saan ako mag-a-apply. Not even in UST, wala naman akong kakilala sa UST. And then, talaga ako, I resigned from my work kasi I was about to be tenured in that university. So, I resigned ako from my work and sabi ko, saan kaya ako magtuturo? Wala talaga akong idea. And then it was in May of 2011, we were on board Cebu Pacific going to Bohol with my relatives. And wala akong magawa sa plane. So, I asked for a newspaper kasi newspaper lang yung gusto kong gawin, no? So, nung habang nagbabasa ako ng Star, Philippine Star, nakita ko may opening sa UST. Sabi ko, excited ako dito. College professor daw sa tourism. Tapos with teaching experience, dapat may master's degree, blah, blah, blah. So sabi ko, kailangan ko itong applyan. So hindi ko alam kung hiningi ko yata yung newspaper or kinuha ko na lang siya. And then immediately after ng aming tour sa Bohol, nag-apply ako sa CTHM. Nag-start yung aking pagiging isang totoong guro kasi naniniwala ako na lahat ay things happen for a reason. And itong aking pagtuturo ay isang pasyon. Ang aking pagiging guro ay nakatadhana. And I think my calling ako to teach the students, my calling ako to share what I've been through. And siguro, mayroon talagang dahilan. And I'm thankful to UST, CTHM, kasi naka-isang dekada na ako. So, yun ang aking show for a compassion education. Thank you.
You know what, Ma'am Jane? We are glad that life led you to CTHM. And you know what? Based dun sa mga kinuwento ni Ma'am Jane, na we should really never let anyone tell us what to dream. Kasi kahit gano'n man siyang kahirap, but you know what? I think that teaching is one of the most fulfilling jobs in the whole world. Like, imagine seeing your former students thrive in their life and all of that would not be possible without your guidance, 'di ba, Ma'am Jane? Kaya dapat tayong students, we should always take time, and when we get the opportunity to reach out to our previous professors and mentors, no matter how random or out of the blue man yan, they will surely appreciate us going back to them and thanking them for all the guidance and learning that they imparted to us. Small gestures mean so much to them, don't you think, Maxine?
Yes, that is so true, Steph. And with Mom Jane, I suddenly remembered my conversation with my mom kasi back then I was also contemplating on what degree should I get, kung education ba or tourism ba. So with your story, I think same po tayo kasi my mom is a teacher as well. So nakikita ko rin po yung struggle niya, yung puyat niya, yung stress niya with kids kasi po yung focus niya is elementary students eh. So hanga po talaga ako sa mga professors and sa teachers na I've been through and nakasama ko rin po. And sana po by next year, maging professor ko rin po kayong lahat. And I'm very excited na sana rin po mag face-to-face na. And I think with their stories, with our professors, we must really invest and go for what we think is good for you and kung saan ka sasaya. Kasi when you love what you do and you're happy with it, it won't feel like work. Di ba, Steph?
Yes, that is so true, Maxine. That is what I always tell my friends na I'm just so glad that I'm in CTHM because kahit minsan sobrang dami na ng workload, I don't even think of it as work kasi alam ko naman all these na pinag-aaral natin will surely help me in my future career because ito talaga yung gusto ko eh. I was really inspired by my family who work in the hospitality industry. We have like hoteliers, flight attendants, seamen in our family. So I just think na feeling ko I was born to be in CTHM. Like I just truly belong to CTHM. So yeah, and now for our very final for this part of the interview, let us have our Dean G.
For
Roll
this
VTR.
segment, I think you would like me to talk about my life. What was my life before I pursued a career in teaching? What was my life then? Well, I was a law student that time, and I was a travel agent. I was a travel agent. I was, after graduation from the University of Santo Tomas, I took a BS Tourism. After graduating from BS Tourism, of course, the reason for taking BS Tourism, by the way, is that I would like to become a flight attendant. It came from an island province, and I learned that time that there was no flight attendant yet from that island, from that rural town that they came from. So I told myself I should be the first flight attendant being produced by that town. So I ended up earning my BS tourism degree. I applied for an airline company, but something happened, which led me to go to the law school. So after graduation, I graduated around March, I suppose. I found myself being interviewed by the airline company I wanted. It's an international airline company. And for some reasons or another, I found myself at the law school applying for law aptitude exam. So I went to the law school and I was interviewed. And by June, so I graduated March, by June I started doing my law studies. And I got so, it's not burned out. Maybe I got overwhelmed because my my orientation was traveling. My orientation was people relation. My orientation was events. So I got overwhelmed with the law school. I tried applying so that I could have escape from the task and from the rigors, from the studying law is really difficult. So I need to have a good scale. So I applied. A friend told me that there's a travel agency which would need a travel agent, and I applied. So when I was starting at law school, I also started being a travel agent. So I'm so happy that I was able to practice the the degree that I earned, that is BS Tourism, and I became a travel agent while studying law. Why did I do that? It's because, as I've said, I need a form of escape because it's so toxic in the law school. So I need something that so different from law. So that time I found that traveling, arranging people's trips and travel, their visas, all the requirements to travel is very much different from law studies. So I was able to find a respite every time I would become a travel agent that time, than to law school. So were you on a different career path back then? Yes, somehow. Yes, somehow. If so, what inspired you to teach? That's your question again. What inspired you to teach? By the way, even before going to the University of San Tomas, I really wanted to teach. I just don't know. I just feel like teaching, even when I was in elementary grade, even during the time that I was in high school, I always wanted to teach. Perhaps because not not perhaps, but the main reason is my nanay, because my nanay is a teacher. She's a grade one teacher. She wasn't my teacher in my grade one, but she was a grade one teacher. And I could never forget that she used to bring me to her class. So I was like, what, 2, 3 years old. I would already go with her. So I went with her in her classes. And I can still recall that parang feeling ko nagtuturo din ako dun sa mga sa mga pupils niya, sa mga grade 1 pupils niya. And I think that started my interest of teaching. That's why when I went to UST, taking my BS Tourism, I used to look at my professors. Siyempre, di ba may mga favorite professors naman kayo? There were so many good professors during my tourism days in UST, and I told myself, I want to be like him. I want to be like her. So it's not so foreign for me to consider teaching. Gusto ko talaga. So the story was, remember I'm a travel agent, and I was assigned. I mean, there was time that our travel agency was chosen by the University of Santo Tomas to be its in-house travel agency. So I needed to give or to do some calls, which is, by the way, favorable for me at the time because I entered the Faculty of Civil Law also at UST. So it's just so close. So I was given an office there at Alberto's Baños. It's near the cafeteria, our cafeteria now. So it's just very close. So Alberto, sa tawid lang ako sa main building where the law school is. However, there was a time that I needed to arrange a trip for tourism students. I think they are going for a cruise, so I made a presentation. Then I met Ma'am Deans, Mrs. Chukwison. She's the chair. She was the chair of tourism before. She was my former teacher. And she told me that, what are you doing? I told her I'm a travel agent and I'm into law school. Then that time, our teacher in tourism laws, the one that I'm teaching, Attorney Gutierrez, she's also a BS tourism degree holder. Then she took up law, and I looked up to her because sabi ko, ang galing naman ni Attorney Gutierrez, tourism graduate siya, tapos nag-lawyer siya. And she was our teacher. Tatlo yata o 4 na courses ang kinuha ko kay Attorney Gutierrez. Sabi ko, gusto ko rin mag-law. And somehow, magre-resign na yata nun si Attorney Gutierrez because she's going to work full-time sa government. By the way, she's a judge now. Then Mr. Quison told me, Louis will be leaving. Wala magtuturo ng tourism laws. So sabi ko, okay, I'll try. So that was 2000. I will not mention the year. No, I was just like 2 years after graduation. I was 22 that time. Then I got invited, and yun na, tuloy-tuloy na. I took a leave when I was about to take the bar. So nag-stop ako for 1 term. Pero hindi pa nga ako nakakapag-relax after the bar examination. I was already called again kasi October pa that time ang term. So the bar was in September, and I was asked if I would like to teach, so November. So nagturo ako ulit agad ng November. So magmula ng November na yun, after my bar examination, I'm here. I'm here teaching. I have been producing several flight attendants. I didn't become a flight attendant, but I was able to produce, and I will keep on producing thousands of flight attendants, Tomashan flight attendants. I already have inspired tourism graduates who became lawyers, and I'm just so proud of them. And most of them actually, I have invited them to teach the course that they have taught to them. Our two professors now, by the way, attorneys Jenny and attorney Faye, they were my former students. They were tourism students, and they're full-fledged lawyers now. So that's it. I think I'm good with the first question. So I really wanted to teach. If ever I ended up as a flight attendant, I would still like to teach. Perhaps I could have flown like 10 years or 8 years, more than 5 years, then I will still go. I mean, I will rest my wings and I will teach. Gusto ko talaga magturo ever since. I really want to teach. I want to become a teacher. And I enjoy and I love being a teacher. There's something with being a teacher. So inspiration, first, of course, it's my nanay because she's a teacher. She's a grade one teacher. Now, my inspiration is the fact that I am part and I share to the young minds of students in their goal to achieve their dream, in their manner or in their way to chase their dreams. It's different. And this keeps my drive to teach. You know, I was given the opportunity by the university to hold some administrative positions after the bar examination. When I passed the bar, I told Ma'am Dean Chupisan, Ma'am, magpa-part-time na lang ako. But you know what she did? She made me the chair of the tourism program. So she appointed me as her chair of the tourism program. And after being a chair, tuloy-tuloy na yon. But you know what? Non-negotiable for me. Kahit gaano kadami yung mga gawain ko sa opisina, I would still like to teach. Gustong-gusto kong magturo. For now, I'm so privileged. I'm happy also to be teaching in my law school. So I teach at tourism school where I came from. I'm also teaching sa law school where I came from. And ang saya nun, ang saya nun. Never kong, sometimes masakit lalo na kung ako ang nagle-lecture, which is very normal, I suppose. I never considered myself tired pag nagtuturo ako. Because it's so nice. It's so nice to teach because my philosophy there is I get to share. I have a share kahit man lang konting-konti yon. I have a share to my students' life. So every time I would meet a former student, every time I would talk with them, meron kami palaging binabalikan. And they know how proud I am. They know how happy I am. And that's why this is my inspiration. They are my inspiration. You are my inspiration. Our students.
Grabe, you know what, guys? From our dear professors up to Dean G's story, to get where our professors are right now is definitely a long journey. Kitang-kita naman sa kwento nila. And looking back, it really humbles one's experience kasi the road they took, I know it's not smooth. I am sure that it's both filled with sky high and hello moments. Also, kapag bata talaga tayo, we look up to the people around us and hindi natin alam na parang it was a sign already. And of course, whenever we do, there should always be a purpose to it.
Thank you so much to our dear professors for their very lovely and inspiring answers. Okay, let's go back naman to our live viewers here on YouTube. Kamusta kayo, guys? We hope that you're enjoying the podcast so far. But before that, let us have this mini segment to bring back nostalgia to our professors. Ma'am, sir, we will be flashing random photos and let us know what memory you have in mind when you first saw these photographs.
Hi, good afternoon. I
For our
think,
first photograph, we have this one.
hi, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes
Yes,
po,
Ma'am
you're very
T.
clear po.
Okay. I think yung mga pictures kanina, if I'm not mistaken, that's our faculty development. Yan. And then the birthday of Attorney G. And then I think we have guest from Malaysia benchmarking in our programs. Yan. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, October yon. Sobrang ang daming activities that time na parang gusto na naming matapos yung October. Why? Kasi if I'm not mistaken, meron kaming MOA signing, meron kaming competition sa Baguio ng BSH Hospitality Management. Then we have the eyes care of the assistant dean, and of course AUNQA. Nag-visit ang AUNQA, and then we are one of the programs na magpapakita ng ating mga outlets, ng ating mga facilities. And then we have here, of course, yung aming nakakamiss ito, yung aming Christmas party, academic staff Christmas party. Yan. Ma'am Jane, what do you miss here?
Yan, hello. Miss ko dito yung yung mga pag-visit ng ibang university sa UST, katulad ng picture at the center. Yun yung pag-visit ng isa sa university sa Malaysia, wherein our recreational students paid a visit to us kasi nag-benchmark sila sa atin. And we assisted them also during their campus tour. So yan yung nakakamiss. And of course, the social gathering natin as academic staff na at the end of the year, at the end of the month, meron tayong man lang kumustahan. But since we are in this situation, nagkakaroon na lang tayo ng virtual gathering. Pero nakakamiss yun kasi yung kwentuhan talaga, yung kainan sa MFR, and then yung celebration of Christmas, even yung World's Teacher's Day, at marami pang.
How about you, Sir Lou? Ano po ang nami-miss ninyo? May mga naalala po ba kayo sa ating mga photos? 'Di ba? Very nice, nakaka-miss ang academic staff, the administrators, and of course, our students.
Yeah, nakakamiss actually. Siguro, first thing na nakakamiss is of course, yung bonding ng academic staff. Yung bonding na wala sa classroom, hindi trabaho pinag-uusapan ninyo. Tapos parang totoong tao lang kayo. Alam mo yun, nakakatuwa. Kasi you really get to know. Siyempre, being a teacher, especially in CTHM, when you're teaching, you have to maintain a specific standard eh. Diba? Pero pag kami mga gathering sa ganito, you get to meet your friends. Hindi na nga co-teachers, your friends. In a very simple, light. Kumbaga tao sa tao lang, nakakamiss. And of course, sa mga students, di ba, nakakamiss yung pagsunog ng classroom, ang formal niya, pag nabas ng classroom, para kayo magkakaibigan lang. Sobrang nakakamiss. Yung totoong tao, yung ganun. Nakakamiss yung ganun ba?
You know what? This is, I think, very CTHM culture na pag sa loob ng classroom, syempre, we're all professional and all that stuff. But aside from all the academics, we think that our professors are very cool, no? Parang tropa-tropa talaga sila. I have like a lot of experiences with professors na pwede mo talaga silang malapitan anytime, anywhere, kahit chikahin mo sila, kamustahin mo yung love life nila. Alam mo yung mga ganung bagay. And I think it just shows like how much our professors care for us more than our academics, and of course then for us as a person. And I think talaga, alam mo, ang pinaka nakakamiss sa face-to-face classes is itong mga gantong ganap. Imagine like having Christmas party, face-to-face kayo, you can have a theme. Like for us, like yung first year kami, yung theme namin was 90s theme. It was very fun because everyone really took like the opportunity to dress up. We dressed up our classroom. We had all these lights, all these backgrounds, and sobrang colorful colorful ng room namin. And of course, hindi mawawala dyan yung unli kainan. Ako, alam niyo yung food natin, minsan overflowing pa. At syempre, sinishare natin yan sa ating mga maintenance staff, other professors, and minsan nga, umaagot pa ng ibang college yung mga pagkain nating hinanda, no, Maxine?
Grabe, sana nakaka-relate ako sa Tomasian culture talaga na face-to-face, no? Kasi hindi ko talaga siya na-experience like what I've shared on our first episode. Pero true yun, yung parang kapag sa faculty, very chill lang sila. Kasi syempre, our faculty teachers, they also need their me time. Kumbaga, doon nagaganap yung chikahan nila. Minsan, pag-uusapan nila yung students nila, uy, favorite ko sa ganyan. Joke lang. May mga ganun din naman siguro eksena, di ba? Hindi naman natin may iwasin na may mga, siguro may mga favorite
Mga
ng ating mga
nagsa-stand out.
professors.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
I know,
stand out
right?
naman talagang student and we can't really blame these professors kasi tayo rin naman kung tayo may favorite professors, hindi rin naman masama na magkaroon sila ng students na nagsa-stand out sa kanilang mga subjects.
I agree with you. And kung sino rin talaga yung mga pabibo, yung talagang ang daming eksena sa classroom.
I
Sure
think
ako,
that was
miss
me
na
when I
miss
was in
nila
first
yan.
year.
Grabe talaga, sana na-experience talaga namin. Okay. So guys, before anything else, medyo napapasarap po ang kwentuhan ng aking co-host. Let's do an energy check. So guys, abang kayo in our chat box. Can I get a tiger emojis? Again guys, a tiger emoji in the chat box. Okay, so I've been seeing Ate Jerushay. Okay, hi Ate Jer.
Hi,
hello,
Ate Asha.
Asha.
We have here Micah Gonzalez, Johaina Maynora. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this episode. We have Bri. We have Mark Cruz. Hi, Mark. Miss B. Ann. And Wanda. Hi, Wanda. Sobrang nakakatuwa na ang daming sumaybay pala sa ating podcast episode today. We have Nathaniel. As we all know, Nathaniel was our previous guest in our episode last month. So, hi, Nathaniel. It's nice to have you back.
Sarmiento as well. Hello, Moira. And I've been seeing some of my relatives na nagko-comment din. Hello sa inyo.
Sobrang supportive naman. I've been seeing a lot of growling tigers in the chat box, and it's good to know that you guys are alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic because it's time for Happy Hour.
Okay, guys. In this game, okay, guys. Okay, shout out to Nathaniela muna. Okay, so in this game, we will preview on our screen the code for the Kahoot game. Go to Kahoot and type in your section underscore name. Again, guys, you know the drill. Section underscore name to register in the game. So the game will consist of current events. So we hope that you guys are in the know of the trends. So you better join, guys, because we will have a prize reveal at the end of the game. So stay tuned. And malay nyo, Gcash to.
Nako, hindi namin sinasabing Gcash, so malay nyo lang ha. Pero nako guys, wala namang mawawala kung sumali kayo. And it is very fun and interactive. Yeah, what are you waiting for? We are waiting for our first 50 players. Again, our code is 2893938. Just log into Kahoot.it and pin our game. We have
Again,
now
guys, only
someone.
the first 50 participants to register. Only the first 50 participants. Okay, we have from Tutom 1, Nell. Hello, Nell. Okay, so we also have from Tutom 5, Miss Nathaniela. Hello to you, Nat. We also have from Tutom 4, Miss Wanda. Shout out to you guys.
We have from 3HHL3, Gabby. Hello, Gabby.
Hello also from Tutom 1. Hello, Pfeiffer.
will be waiting for our first 50 players to join the game. Again, log into Kahoot.id and pin our game 2893938. Again, our game code is 2893938. Guys, you better join kasi yung mga pa-premyo natin dito sa Buhay CTHM, nako, walang tatalo talaga, grabe. Hindi namin sinasabi ni Maxine Gcash to, pero pwede rin Gcash to, Maxine.
Malay nyo nga, Gcash. So, style din. Pang Shopee rin yan, guys. Pang online shopping.
Ako, pwede nyo rin pang Food Panda to, guys. Ako, kaya sumali na kayo. Again, Kahoot.it and our game pin is 2893938.
Okay, guys. Sa mga hindi nakasali on our first episode, it's time to bring back and makasali sa ating game. Meron ka ba dito kakilala, Steph?
I do have a few of my batchmates here. So we have from 3HHL2, 3HHL3, 3HHL1. Guys, sali na kayo.
Parang ang dami ng tutom 1, ha? So the game is about to begin, guys. Get ready.
Okay, let us put in a timer for the next there we go.
For our first question, guess the series. So I'm sure guys, alam na alam niyo yan with red symbols and red emojis actually. So it is a South Korean survival drama television series streaming on Netflix. So the series centers on a contest where 456 players drawn from different walks of life, but each team played a set of rules. Okay guys, alam niyo ba to? Okay,
2
guys,
and
tayo.
1.
And the correct answer is Squid Game. For our next question, please. Okay, so leading as of now is Nikki. Okay, Nikki, Shay, and Emmy.
Now for our next question, what is the campaign color for Pamela Redo for the Philippine presidential election? With this in mind, we highly encourage everyone to practice their right to vote, especially those eligible for that register as a voter. As it is our responsibility to engage ourselves in the upcoming election. Tandaan nyo that no vote is too small, kaya you better make it count. 5, 4, 3, and 1. The correct answer is pink. And for our scoreboard, we have Nell from 2 Tom 1, followed by Bian from 3 Tom 2. Guys, you can habol pa. Marami pa tayong questions dito. And para manalo kayo ng ating prize na hindi naman namin sinasabing Gcash, pero malay nyo!
Baka. Okay, for our third question actually, when will the Comelec extend voter registration? So this is in connection with the second question. So meron na ba kayong bet sa mga nag-file ng candidacy, guys? Okay guys, again, we are highly encouraging everyone to practice their right to vote, especially kung eligible voter ka na or ready to register as a voter. Okay. And the correct answer is October 11 to 30. Let's check our scoreboard. Okay, still leading Sinel. Next is Emmy, and third is Bian. Okay guys, habol tayo. Sayang ang cash prize. Oh, sabi ko ata. Okay, next question, guys.
Now, for the most used video conferencing software in the virtual learning setup. Actually, there are two, but there is one na gamit talaga. At least like 80% of my professors use this platform. And you know what? Nabalitaan niyo ba guys, yung recent change through wala na. From unlimited, naging 40 minutes na lang ako. I'm really sad about this news because me and my friends just use this app. Kahit nagchichikahan lang kami, minsan gumagawa kami ng homework and all that stuff. 2 and 1. The correct answer is the Zoom meeting app. Now for our scoreboard. Leading, we have Nell from 2, Tom 1, followed by Shay from 4, Tom 4. Guys, habol pa kayo because we're not halfway through the game at kaya-kaya nyo pang kunin yung prize natin na Gcash.
Nako, Nel ha? Ba't kaya nangunguna si Nel? Okay, for our next question. For our fifth question, it is a hot drink made from the roasted and ground seeds of a tropical shrub. Grabe, nakakakilig naman yung description na to. So ano ba to guys? So some students nagigising sila dito. Some students naman inaantok sila dito. And actually, my favorite is iced white caramel mocha. So I'm sure guys, meron din kayo favorite flavor from here. Okay, the correct answer is coffee. Now let's check our scoreboard. Still Nell, Bian. Oh, napalitan ng ating third placer. It's Karen. So guys, habol tayo. Kaya natin to. Okay, next question please.
For our sixth question, this is a popular holiday town in the south of Manila, in the Philippine island of Luzon. It is one of the country's most popular destinations for domestic tourism because of its scenery and cooler climate provided by its altitude. Well, other than Baguio, kung di kayo wala kayong time to go all the way to the north, I think this one from the south is very similar to Baguio. So we have 3, 2, and 1. The correct answer for this is Tagaytay City. Now for our scoreboard. Okay, so sino kaya to? From 1T2, wala siyang name. I am not sure if this is still qualified, but siya ang leading natin with 4,845, followed by Nell and Bian.
Okay, for our next question. It is the leading orange app in Southeast Asia that allows users to shop in the comfort of their home. So guys, feel ko excited kayo lalo na kapag 12-12, 11-11 talaga lang mapapabili ka talaga. So guys, ano ba to? I'm sure gamit na gamit nyo itong lahat kasi one-stop shop lang and minsan may free delivery pa. So jackpot na jackpot talaga tayo. And I'm sure lagi kayong nabubudol dito. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Of course, the correct answer is Shopee. Let's check our scoreboard. Oh, it's still Nell, then 1T2, then Mitch. For next
Okay,
question.
for whoever is operating the 1T2, please comment on our YouTube account your full name so that at least we can verify and acknowledge your winnings. Okay, next. This is the most used social media platform in quarantine in the Philippines. Well, I believe marami talagang social media platform na sobrang gamit na gamit, but this is one of the most used. Marami tayong mapapanood dito such as like vlogs, mga how-tos, DIYs, movies, and sometimes we use this for the academic purposes too. Marami ditong we have Khan Academy and all that stuff. Yes, we do have YouTube. Now for our scoreboard. Now we have from 3HHL3 Gabby with 6,064 points, followed by Bian and Nell.
Okay, so for our ninth question, so to all video players out there, this is a free-to-play first-person hero shooter developed and published by Riot Games for Microsoft Windows. So I'm sure alam na alam to ng mga video players dyan. And sometimes sa may mga jowa dyan, ito yung pinag-aawayan nyo kasi pahingi daw ng time. So ano ba to guys? Medyo may guilty ba kayo dyan? Yung mga nahingi ng oras dyan sa jowa nila. So ano kaya ang tamang sagot guys? In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the correct answer is Valorant. Okay, so napalitan na ang ating scoreboard. It's Gabby, Nell, then Bian.
Now, for our next question, it is a true or false question. Ako, ito yung mga pinaka-ayaw kong question, yung true or false. Kasi 50% chances of winning, mamamali mo pa ba to? But anyway, are there 9 planets in the solar system? Actually, ako, I haven't had science class in like, I believe 5 years already. So, hindi ko sure if in-update na ba nila to. Hindi na ako updated sa mga balita sa solar system. So, what do you think, guys? Meron bang 9 planets pa rin sa solar system? 4, 3, 2, and 1. The correct answer is false. Guys, alam niyo bang 8 na lang yung recognized planets in our solar system? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Now for our scoreboard. Wow, on streak, Grabby from 3HHL3. Congratulations, followed by Nell and Mitch.
And for next question is actually a fill in the blanks kind of question. So it is a song, it's a Christmas song. So ano ba to guys? I just want you for my blank, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for blank is you. Nako, bentang-benta tong tugtog na to, especially kapag nag-grocery kayo and makikinig mo talaga once nag-bare months na. So medyo nakakamiss naman talaga mag-grocery and mag-ulit. Tapos ito pa yung background music, talaga nakaka-enjoy mag-Christmas shopping. So what do you think is the correct answer, guys? It's I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. Oh, CTHMSC. Baka naman.
Talaga naman, every episode natin may pasample si Maxine. Talaga, ang ganda naman talaga ng voice ng aking co-host. We have Gabby from 3HH3 with that winning streak.
Mitch, then followed by Nell. Congratulations, guys. Naku, habol pa yung iba. Talagang ginagalingan ng tatlo. Okay, for the next question.
Okay. Para sa mga into pageantry dyan, who won the Miss Universe Philippines 2021? You know what, this candidate, hindi talaga siya nag-stand out during the mga preliminaries, but during the coronation night, oh my gosh, she really did stand out. And her advocacy for the LGBTQ community is what I think a big factor in winning this competition. Kasi it is just so inspiring to have people that advocate for these kinds of things kasi maraming tao ang hindi pa rin aware sa ganito. So, the correct answer is Miss Beatrice Luigi Gomez. We have Gabby from 3HHL3 followed by Mitch from 1H4 and Bian from 3 Tom 2.
Okay, for 13th question. Medyo tricky to, no? If maganda yung memory niyo lahat. So, what is the name of the latest typhoon that affected most parts of Luzon? Ako, medyo naapektuhan din kami dito sa Quezon with this typhoon eh. Talagang madami din naapektuhan in other parts of Luzon. So, guys, tandaan niyo pa ba to? Magaling ba ang memory niyo? Tandaan niyo ba to? So, ano ba ang tamang sagot, guys? Galingan niyo, habol-habol. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have Bagyong Maring. So we still have Gabby, Mitch, and Nell. So Gabby ang consistent ng tatlo, ha?
Now for our next question, in connection sa ating first question, what is the real name of Sae-byuk in the Squid Game. I'm not sure if I mentioned her name correctly, but let me know, guys. Sino ba yung fan dito ng Squid Game? And the correct answer is Ho Hyun-jung. I think we have Squid Game fans over here. Okay, we still have Gabby from 3HHL3 on the lead, followed by Mitch from 1H4 and Ali from 3 Tom 2.
Okay, guys, for our last question, it is considered as the staple food in every Filipino celebration and it is originated in Cebu. Nako, malapit na ang Pasko, so panigurado may nakahain na nito. Grabe, nakakagutom naman. And it's 5:56 actually, so medyo dinner na namin sana. But anyway, ano ba to, guys? Originated in Cebu. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the correct answer is, of course, lechon. Grabe, tama lahat. Our third placer is Mitch from 1H4. For our second placer, we have from 3 Tom 2, it's Ali. And for our winner, it is from 3HHL3, Gabby. Congratulations, guys! Again, congratulations
to Ali, Gabby, and Mitch for winning the game. Because of that, you guys will receive a cash prize.
Okay, guys. Kindly send the following details flashed on your screens to Liam Jan on Facebook Messenger to claim your prize. Again, once again, kindly PM Liam Jan on Facebook Messenger to claim your prize. Naku, i-claim nyo na yan, kundi sama ni Stephen mapapapunta. And that is the end of our first game. Congratulations to our winners.
You know what, guys? Let us keep the energy going because we still have a lot in store for you today. So now let us move on to the second segment of our podcast, which we call Living in the Moment.
So earlier, guys, we've talked about your past experiences or your past stories. But for this segment, we will focus naman on the present time or yung ngayon. And that is being able to surpass the preliminary period. So everyone, congratulations to all of us for coming this far. And of course, to our dear students, we hope that you were able to confidently take the exams. And of course, we would like to thank our dear professors for guiding us throughout the preliminary period because both of us, at the end of the students and our professors, hindi naging madali.
In this question, we would like to know your perspective. Yung side naman ng ating mga professors. Okay, so as we all know, we've been in this virtual learning setup for almost a year and a half now. Nako, I didn't even realize it's been a year and a half. That's like 3 semesters already. And for you professors, how do you cope up and manage your time since conductual virtual classes is quite challenging because we have to set our boundaries for our personal life and our careers. So are there any struggles that you are currently facing? I think we should start with Ma'am Jane. Ma'am Jane, we would like to know your thoughts.
Good evening, everyone. So, struggles in nagdaan. Siyempre, more than a year na nga ito, on online. So, first, yung Noong March of 2020, that was last year, syempre, syempre, with the help of our dean at other administrators ng CTHM, madali natin sa virtual classes. And then after that, naging reach virtual classes na ito because we already added and we planned for a development that upgrade tayo ng ating system sa CTHM. And then, ano po ba yung mga struggles? Of course, yung time. Yung time is, as a teacher, syempre, parang sa akin, na-compare ko yung face-to-face. Dahil pag may concern sa iyo ang mga estudyante, ang faculty, ang staff, lang sa table mo doon sa CTHM office, tatanong, paano po yung ganito? Kumbaga, masisettle mo kaagad ng yes yung mga concerns. Unlike now, that what you can do is, or ang ginagawa talaga natin is type everything. Kumbaga, through email, messages, yung mga messages sent through our Facebook account. And isa-isa mo siyang sasagutin eh. Kumbaga, nagpa-pile up yung lahat ng queries mo through emails din. Isa may mga times, lalo na pag hindi ka nag-retrieve ng emails mo over the weekend or kahit makaligta ka lang ng isang araw, kung gusto lang yung one day na open mo doon, masashock ka sa dami. Buti nga ngayon medyo na lesson eh. Siguro dahil sa naka-adjust natin majority of our students sa online setup natin, same with the faculty members or staff. And wala tayong kinoconsider na oras. Kumbaga, face-to-face, mayroon tayong pag sinabi mong 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, automatic nagpupuntahan na ang lahat sa UST o buka na sa CTHM. Nag-stay pa rin kami ng as late as 10 p.m. normal sa amin yun. Na umuwi kami. Pero now, kahit Sunday, kahit Saturday, students are always expecting for response or kahit yung late at night. Kaya lang, syempre, kami naman din, we observe din yung me time. We need also to rest during weekend so that pagdating ng Monday, energetic na kami at kumbaga parang nandun yung passion mo na ulit to work kasi nakapag-rest ka na totally and hindi naman maganda rin yung talagang all throughout the 7 days, sorry, all throughout the 7 days ay magtatrabaho na magtatrabaho. Dapat mayroon ka din form of diversion after 6 o'clock. Ano ba yung normal na ginagawa mo or yung mga activities na ginagawa mo. So, number one, you struggle with sa time. And then, ikalawa, siguro yung kapag face-to-face, kasi nakakalakad ako, parang gusto ko yung umiikot-ikot talaga ako at nagugulat ako ng mga estudyante during recitation. Nakakapagsulat ako sa blackboard for the guessing game, mahilig ako sa ganyan. But now, itong very challenging ng virtual class kasi nakaupo ka lang. And then syempre, itong aking voice, very monotonous na parang wala akong energy masyado pag nakaupo. So what I did now for itong term na ito, academic year, nag-try ako na nakatayo habang nagkaklase. So parang mas may enthusiasm, mas may energy, mas may force ang pagtuturo kapag nakatayo. Although, syempre, minsan mo use na nakatayo ako kasi I'm still using this backdrop. Pero, I think mas okay siya na magturo kapag nakatayo kasi parang mas masaya, mas engaging. Yan. So, I think yun yung mga challenges na kinakaharap natin. And yung mga activities naman, I think, okay naman yung mga digital events, webinars. So, siguro, I think yung challenge on my part is yung means of communication. talaga napaka-importante. Ako kasi mahilig akong tumawag eh. Hindi ako mahilig mag-chat. Kunwari may tatanong ako sa academic staff, sa student, lagi yung sasabihin ko, can I call you? Kasi ayoko na nagtatype. Dahil pag-call, settled na kaagad.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Jane. And you know po, it was really a big adjustment, not only on the end of the students, but also sa inyong mga professors. And I remembered na you should also respect their personal time po, that we also must keep in mind to be kind to our professors as well. Kasi in this type of setup, professors are most likely to be more interactive or kailangan nilang mag-exert ng more effort kasi hindi alam ng professors if nagpe-pay attention ba yung students or baka iba na yung ginagawa nila sa likod ng screen. So talagang we commend the professors for their efforts. Like, yung nagpapagames po sila. Kasi unlike kapag face-to-face po, di ba, talagang minsan lang naman po, diretso turo kagad. Ngayon, sumisisikap nila talaga na gumawa ng mga engaging activities for their students. Di ba, Steph?
That is so true, Maxine. I could not agree more. And in addition to what you said about respecting their personal time, ako, personally, I try as much as I want to message them during the weekends. Hindi ko talaga, unless it's very urgent, I like try to keep it there. We give them their time during the weekends to spend time for themselves, with their families and their friends. If, of course, to refresh. Kasi kung tayo ng students, need natin yung weekend, what more sila na mas marami silang ginagawa and marami silang na-handle na other responsibilities. So I think like holding back for the weekend and just waiting for the next Monday to message them, ask them about stuff. And is this the best time to message them? Or siguro kahit after class nila when they say na, do you guys have any questions? Just take that opportunity to ask, no? Kasi minsan, di natin nakikita na yung mga professors natin, as much as they want to accommodate us, and they just want us to feel na they're here for us to help. Pero syempre, as professors, they think it's their responsibility then to respond. Kahit they, imbes na yung time na ginagamit na lang nila to spend with their family, doing other things that they love, they still end up working during the weekends, which I think is not one of the like cons of being in online classes. Well, and also in addition to that, I think being organized is really key dahil sobrang daming ganapin. It is important that we set our priorities, no? Because especially that it could be a major setback, not only to us, but also to our peers and professors. Kasi yung mga professors natin, may deadlines din sila. And lalo na kung mga group project yan, hindi uusad yung group work natin kung hindi ka mag-aambag. So I think we should just appreciate all these efforts that our professors are keep on exerting. They like try to think of new things, evolve, and para mas maging interactive pa rin at hindi matulog yung mga students nila during class. So, thank you so much for that, Ma'am Jane. I think we should hop on to Sir Louis. Sir Louis, we want to know your thoughts. Kayo po, kamusta?
Okay naman, surviving. But basically, I want you guys to understand this. Challenges will never, will never go away. Okay, ang daming challenges. If I can't even mention like, people can say about 5 different challenges. My co-teachers can say 10 different challenges. But so there are challenges. Yun lang isipin natin. Different situations, different whatever they are. Siguro, it would be best siguro if you just look at the benefits of it na lang. Okay? Right now, nakakatuwa siya because you can talk to anyone anytime. Because you can send a message at any time. You don't have to travel to school. You just get out of your bed, go to the bathroom, eat your breakfast, sit down. Benefit yun. Diba? I mean, tapos ikaw, pag yung access mo sa mga bata, sobrang andun. So, challenges, yeah, there are a lot. Basta when it's time to rest, rest. When it's time to work, sit down in front of your computer and get it over with para matapos na lang yung kailangan gawin. Kasi we have to adapt it. Okay, you really have to adapt to the times. Pero if there's one thing, siguro na as a teacher I can say, I hope you guys understand me. Siguro the biggest challenge here is people, whether it be students or teachers, wanting to apply face-to-face dito sa bago nating setup. It's different. I hope the kids understand that hindi ito face-to-face eh. This is a new platform. And the teachers also, di ba? I mean, guys, I'm sure you understand that. Di ba? Teachers who still, try their best to make it appear to be face-to-face, but actually it's not. You know what I mean? Yun ang mga challenges. I think for me, the biggest challenge here is not about anything else but acceptance. You have to start to accept where we are. You have to start to accept ano ba talaga meron na ngayon. Kasi the more you put the reasons for you to make it difficult, then it will be difficult. You know what I mean? Sabihin mo, ganito, no face-to-face, ganito, nung ganyan. Hindi tayo mauubusan yan mga anak. You have to understand, the biggest challenge here is how to accept the new normal. And when you say the new normal, it's not because there's an old normal, but this is the new normal. Eh. Ito na yung bago natin. Eh. So, you have to understand mga anak. Ang challenge dito is how to be considerate with your students in this new normal. You have to understand mga anak that how to appreciate your teachers more during this new normal. Yan yung mga challenges di ba? Short lang ito, pero I just want you guys to know how many letters, how many chat messages, how many emails we get about students complaining about mental health. Dami, di ba? Sir, mental health, nahihirapan na po ako mag-aral. Ganyan, nahihirapan na po ako. Ito pa, pinaka-common, internet connection. Di ba? Wow, hirap, internet connection. The best way to get out of something now, internet connection po. Di ba? Baliktad natin yung situation. Yung mga teachers nyo, palagi nyo, pinagdadaanan nyo. Sa palagi nyo mga teachers nyo, hindi nahihirapan sa internet connection. Sa palagi niyo mga teachers niyo, hindi rin nababagot mag-check ng paper kaharap computer. Pagbigay na lesson na lahat ng camera niyo patay. Wala siyang kausap. Di ba? Ang kausap niya picture niyo. Buti sana yung picture niyo, decente. Yung picture nakakaasar eh. Di ba? Yung hindi mo maintindihan, kasama yung boyfriend, kasama yung girlfriend. Tapos doon ka nakatingin all the time for the next 3 hours. Tapos pag makiusap ka, guys, can you turn on your videos please? Isasagot sa iyo, Sir, I'm not fixed eh. Who cares? You know what I mean? If you're not fixed, ano ba ang problema natin? Di ba? Yung mga ganyan. These are the challenges we put to ourselves eh. Pero for me, siguro right now, it's more number 1, acceptance. Number 2, appreciation of both our efforts. Pero mga anak, tandaan nyo to. God will not give us something that we can't handle. Okay? So meaning, if there's a situation now, then we adapt. Make it good. Okay, galingan natin. Napansin nyo, Steph, nalala mo nung araw gumagawa tayo ng ano yun? Ng alumni hour, parang hirap na hirap pa tayo, di ba? Para
Yes,
paano
sir.
gagawin to?
Yes. So,
Diba?
nakakapapa tayo nun sa online setup. Ngayon, tinan mo
Pero
to,
ngayon,
we're
parang
like
ethics lang, di
flourishing
ba?
online setup.
Ngayon, ang petics eh. Ano, webinar? Payat! Ano, alumni hour? Payat!
We can do this overnight.
Di ba? Kaya-kaya
Yes.
di ba? So, kumbaga parang we're slowly adapting. And the biggest challenge here, and before I end, is I just have to say it again, are the people who doesn't accept the change. Both the students and the teachers. Kasi for as long as nire-resent natin na ayoko to, magkakaproblema ka talaga. Diba? But once we enjoy it, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like, I can get information in 5 seconds. I can talk to anyone in like 2 minutes. You know what? Ang galing, ang galing. So, it's just that, mga anak. You have to understand that. And how do we cope? Simple. Pagkatapos ng class, matulog ka na. Kasi masakit sa
That is
mata
so
ang
true,
computer.
sir.
Diba? Nakakahilo, diba? So, when it's time to rest. Don't force yourself or push yourself to the limits. Okay? Kasi talaga nakaka-strain. Pero the best thing to do is enjoy it. Swerte pa rin tayo. You look at the blessings. We are very lucky we could have class. We're very lucky you could learn. Ang dami-daming complaint. Diba? Paano ko matututoy online? Hello. Diba? Parang ano gusto gawin natin? Putahan ka namin sa bahay, turuan ka namin dyan. Hindi nga pwede, diba? Bakit ganito? Ba't ganito? Anak, sa UST naman nagkakaganito. Di ba buong mundo nagkakaganito? Tapos para bang, see, it's resentment of the thought eh. Okay? So yun lang mga anak. You want this to be a good present, let's start to appreciate. Okay? Let's start to appreciate, let's start to adapt, and let's start to appreciate mga anak. Yun lang talaga. Accept pala. Let's start to accept. Thank you mga anak.
That answer is so lovely, Sir Liwi. And I think one of the best things that you said is like, we just have to learn empathy, And like, while we're at it, no, yung mga professors natin nahihirapan din sila. And of course, as much as they want, they would like to accommodate us and be more like understanding na kung magbibigay ka ng excuse, kahit sobrang mundane pa yung excuse mo, tatanggapin nila yan. Kasi in this pandemic, what we learned is to take care of one another, di ba? Pero as long as hindi natin inaabuso na yung binibigay nilang mga consideration sa ating student. And I think that is one beautiful thing that this pandemic taught everyone. Now, Maxine, what do you think?
I agree on you on that, Steph. And what Sir Louis said, that we must embrace the power of now. Kasi if lagi natin babalikan yung past, parang we're always stuck there eh. Parang lagi tayo nagko-compare na ganito kasi ng face-to-face classes eh. Ganito nga yung online classes. Parang we're stuck there na parang hindi tayo umuusad. So where's the productivity in that? Well, I'm quite guilty naman with that thought kasi ako din eh. Hindi naman talaga may iwasan i-compare yung past with the now. And I also agree na sobrang bilis din talaga ng conversation and how we are able to makapagpasa ng mga requirements. Kasi less hassle din na makapag-print ng papers, di ba? Parang tipid din on our end. So like what you said then, Steph, na our professors listens to us. Hindi man natin siya nararamdaman, pero nakikinig sila sa atin na parang, kasi our teachers, di ba, parang they are our second parents. So as parents, they listen to their children. Nakikinig sila sa atin. So, alam nila kung, ay, parang pagod na yung mga students ko. So, I think I have to control on what yung ibibigay ko sa kanila. So, yun guys. To our dear students, sa kabatch man namin, or in higher year, we must respect our professors, be mindful of what you say to them, respect their time. Kasi yun nga, like what you said then, Steph, na parang minsan naaabuso na rin talaga yung oras nila. Minsan kasi midnight, nag-chat pa tayo. So parang, ano ba yan? Parang, ano siya, parang read between the lines, kumbaga, na dun lang yung hangganan mo. And ganoon din naman sila sa atin, na yun nga, they listen to us, and we must also listen to them kasi at the end of the day, hindi lang tayo nahihirapan, pati rin sila.
That is so true, Maxine. Alam mo, I really love having have this talk with our professors kasi na-enlighten tayo on the things that we don't see beyond our screens, no? And I would just like to thank the Buhay CTHM family for having them kasi we wouldn't have this opportunity without the SC team, Mark Cruz, the organizer of this webinar. So now let us hop on to Ma'am Mickey. We would like to know your thoughts naman po, ma'am.
Hi, good evening again. So, as an academic staff who experienced the transition from face-to-face to online, it's, very challenging siya talaga. At first, di ba, we thought it will just last for a week. If I'm not mistaken, March yon. Estudyante ko pa si Miss Gasendo noon. Then, naging months siya, then years. Well, I was able to cope by accepting the new normal. So, we have to do the AAA, no? Adjust, adopt, and of course, accept. We cannot push what we wanted or what we used to do. No? Hindi pwedeng kung saan ang nakasanayan, yun lang ang gagawin. No? In my end, what I did was I attended the trainings and seminars. So we're very thankful to our CTHM faculty development activities, care of the assistant dean, the dean, and the administrators. No? And we also have the UST cited who are providing seminars and trainings for the academic staff before the start of the term. So in preparation for the enriched virtual teaching and learning, AAA is not only intended for academic staff. Okay, the students should also embrace it as well. So we have to talk to them, and before the start of the term, we had what we call the town hall meetings. So it's a very good avenue, for parents and students to ask questions regarding online classes. So I remember most of the questions were like, how are we going to do with our PE courses, the laboratory, food lab, the practicum, etc. So open communication is very important. That's why we had our town hall meetings. Also, since we are in the virtual mode, I was able naman to manage my time in a sense that I was able to answer inquiries, concerns of both students and the academic staff on time. Technology helped me to be efficient in my work and in my schedule. So going back to the classes, yung struggle ko naman, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's my internet connectivity. So I am not very good when it comes to technology. However, nakaka-cope naman ako pag may mga trainings meetings and seminars, nakaka-follow. So madali naman ako makasunod. However, during the first term of academic year 20 to 21, I experienced a lot of logging in my internet. For example, I am presenting to my class, then bigla akong mawawala. And good thing, I already instructed some of the class presidents na you can text me right away if nawala ako, etc. Since, I also have my siblings here at home na work from home sila. So yung connection namin, it is really divided. So what I did not to cope is, nagpa-install kami ng mesh sa bahay. So no need for us to upgrade the internet. The mesh will do its work. I think so far, no logging on my net now. And I remember when we had the Flores de Mayo, ang aking responsibility that time kay Sir Win, ako yung mag-i-introduction. And out of the blue, no, because of the connectivity, bigla akong nawala. And then from that day, inisip ko na kung ano ang pwede kong gawin para naman makakope ako dito sa tinatawag nating AAA. Again, what is AAA? You have to adjust, adopt, and accept the new normal. And hopefully, no, students, makakabalik din tayo, Miss Gesendo and Miss Maxine, sa tinatawag nating face-to-face. Hopefully, we're going there. Yon. So, thank you.
I am
Thank you so much.
truly
Okay.
looking forward to face-to-face class, especially now that I'm going to the fourth year na practicum period na. I am excited to go back face-to-face kasi I want to do all these things na hands-on kasi hindi naman talaga ako matututo like just going through the screen. As much as I would like to do that now, it would be very hard and not safe for everyone to go back to school now. So I hope like next semester, hopefully, that we all go back face-to-face. Thank you for that, Ma'am Mickey.
Welcome.
Okay, now let us hear what Dean has to say.
Now, for the next one. In this question, we would like to know your perspective. So you'd like to know my perspective. We've all been in virtual learning setup for almost a year and a half now. And as a professor, how do you cope up and manage your time? How do I cope up? This might sound be a cliche, but this is very true for me. Without this, I don't know if I'll be able to cope up. I'm able to cope up until now. I pray. I pray a lot. I pray a lot. Because I believe and salamat sa Diyos sa paniniwala kong ito that mas magaling siya sa akin. And by that fact that I know and I recognize that the Lord is better than me, that He is my God, it makes my life very easy. It makes my job, my task very light. Because I know for a fact that there's someone up there who's better than me. Since He is better than me, my God, our God is better than me, I know He will carry all my burdens. And it's so true. It's so true. So how did I cope? I pray a lot. I pray a lot. Every time, well, this is just a very good example. Let's say there will be a complaint from a student or from a parent. You know what? After reading the email, I will pray. I will close my eyes. I will take a pause. I'll pray. Then, let's say, for example, feeling ko naman hindi naman dapat nagre-reklamo. Feeling ko naman hindi ako dapat sulatan ng ganon. But because I prayed before answering, nagiging magaan at nagiging magaan ang pag-type ko ng aking sagot. And it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. How did I manage my time? Well, time management is so hard. This is a very good question, especially pag nasa bahay. Because, well, sometimes you don't know when to sleep. You don't know how, well, of course, you want to wake up at 7 o'clock if there's a meeting at 8 or if there's a class at 10. But what time are you going to wake up? After all, you're just in the comforts of your homes. It's so hard. What did they do? For me to manage my time, of course, I tried turning off the Wi-Fi. So pag naka-off na yun, so wala na akong chance, hindi ko na hawak yung cellphone ko, or hawak ko man ang cellphone ko, wala nang choice kasi wala na akong internet connectivity kasi in-off ko na. I mean, I did it like a month. Then after that, hindi na kasi nakakatulog na ako ngayon before 12. There was a time that, especially nung onset ng ating online education, I sleep talagang irregular. Sometimes 2 kasi meron pa nagme-message ng 1:30 and all. Pero ngayon, nakakatulog na ako ng before 12. So for me, for you to be able to have a good time management, have a very good sleep, then have a very good discipline that you should be able to sleep. Kung alam mo gigising ka ng 7 a.m., dapat tulog ka na so that you could have at least 7 hours of sleep. So I think that's the way I manage it. Sometimes, if I'm so rested, let's say walang turo kasi I only teach Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes nahihirapan ako matulog pag tulog ka buong araw, for example. It's so hard to. So yung mga ganon. So you need to really study your body clock or your sistema ng body mo. And that's good for time management. What else? Since conducting virtual classes is quite challenging, right? Yes, it's really challenging. Your question is, are there any struggles that you are currently facing? Well, struggle for me, when we talk as a professor, I think I'm struggling on how to please my students, which should not be. And I'm not like that. But because of this pandemic, nagkakaroon ako ng tendency na i-please ang estudyante ko. You can ask my former students. Later on, lang nila mamararamdaman na piniplease ko pala sila. But never would they feel that habang nandun, or maybe sa buong term or sa buong semester. But now, for me, it's a struggle because nahirapan akong manimbang. Parang, should I give in? Alam ko naman nag-struggle din ang mga estudyante ko. Should I give in to their, sabi nila, anxious na sila and all that. So, well, since you're asking about struggle, that's my struggle as a teacher. Kasi I'm so used to the fact that when I enter the classroom, everybody's expected to be prepared. Ganun ako as a teacher, by the way, because I have prepared. But this pandemic is teaching me and is telling me that I could no longer do that because anxious yung mga estudyante ko dahil nandun sila sa bahay nila, may mga sakit ang mom nila or ang dad nila or ang kapatid nila or sila mismo may sakit. So I could never expect that. So dumating ang struggle sa akin, pagtuturo is, up to what extent should I give in to the request ng absence, ng excuse, and all that? Is it a struggle for me? Yes. But do I manage that sa tulong ng Diyos at sa tulong ng aking estudyante? I hope I'm managing it. I always ask them, how are them? Kumusta sila? How are you? Tatanungin ko. And from their answers, magkukwento din ako ng aking mga nararamdaman. And I share them, by the way. Alam to ng mga estudyante ko. Nag-share din ako sa kanila. And I think that's a pretty coping mechanism for me so that I'll be able to manage yung struggle ko na yun. Pero struggle sa akin yun because as a professor, as a teacher, I'm not there to please my students. I'm there to stimulate learning. I'm there to facilitate learning. However, itong pandemyang to, it made learning so difficult and so unique. So, nawala yun. So it's struggle for me kasi change. Pero I think I'm getting the hang of it. So I hope I'm doing it right. I hope I'm doing it right. Tanungin nyo nga yung mga estudyante ko ngayon. But anyway.
Thank you so much for that, Dean. And gusto ko lang ulit i-emphasize yung 3 A's ni Ma'am Mickey, which is to adjust, accept, and adopt in this type of situation. And, with what Dean said about coping, I think we should do everything that will make us cope in our struggles, like making time for your friends, of course, making time for yourself, and to be kind to ourselves as well. And I think we should also possess grit in our character. Guys, being passionate and having the guts to pursue kung ano talagang gusto natin. Parang nagagawa talaga natin kung para sa gusto talaga natin is walang hadlang for that. And again, let us appreciate the efforts of our professors. Kasi again, hindi madali na in this setup. Kasi again, doble ang effort nila to be interactive and engaging to their students. And as students should think on paano if nandun tayo sa position nila. Also, I think it's important na minsan, let's conduct also a kamustahan with our professors. So moving on, during the first part of the podcast, our guest speakers had shared with us their individual journeys, and then they also shared how they coped up with the current virtual learning setup. Now, let's head on and go back to the future.
In this part, we have prepared a question in which the answers should be worthy of a Miss Universe Q&A. Yes naman.
Grabe naman yung Q&A portion na to. Professors, what could it be? Ready na po ba kayo? Can I get a thumbs up from you guys po? Okay. So once this pandemic is over po and we are now allowed to go back to our face-to-face setup, what do you think po is the best thing that you are excited to do first and why? So let us start from Sir Louie this time.
Ano ulit? Ano ang unang gagawin pag nag-face to face?
Yes po,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
What are you excited po about face-to-face classes?
Ako siguro seeing the students na I haven't met before who actually took the time to be my friends here sa face to face. Like para si Steph, I've never seen Steph, but you know, pero pag magka-online kaming dalawa is like, you know, parang anak na anak ko yan. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who I want to approach and say, uy, ikaw pala yan. You know, parang just being human about it. Yeah, I want to see all of them. I want to shake the hand of the people who actually made it good. I want to commend the teachers who actually really prepared well for or did well during that time. Siguro ako, I would like to show my first what I'm going to do is approach probably the teachers. I would approach the students and congratulate them for going through such a very difficult time, but they were able to pull it off. Pero una-una kong gagawin, tututaan ko lahat ng mga estudyante na talagang became really close to me, and I saw their hard work, and I would really like to say congratulations to all of them. I'd like to give them a pat on the back and say you did a great job during that lowest point in our lives.
You know what? That is so thoughtful of you, Sir Louis. Ako rin, that is one thing that I would like to do once we go back face-to-face is to meet all these professors na na-meet ko lang siya online. And of course, as much as we would like to interact with them after classes or like in between, wala tayong masyadong time kasi nga the online platform is quite restricting. So that is something that I think we all are looking forward to, don't you think? Now, I think we have here Ma'am Mickey. What do you think, ma'am?
Hi, good evening. Okay, so once the pandemic is over and pag allowed na tayo to go back on our face-to-face setup, super excited ako. Siguro to stand in front of my students and teach in the classroom. Super miss ko yung the way I look at my students, the way na nakaupo sila, the way they sit, the proper decorum, are they wearing yung kanilang proper uniform, are they wearing their IDs, and of course, are they listening, no? So then after class, namimiss ko yung may consultation sila or if they have concerns, talagang free sila and welcome to visit sa office. Kasi most of the time, I spent it in the dean's office. So nakakatuwa kasi before yung ating students, they will visit us, mag-hello sila, hindi sila takot pumunta sa office because the office is for everyone, no? Everyone talaga are welcome. So I am also excited and looking forward pag may mga immersions kasi we used to have yung mga industry immersions for risk management, macro perspective, and nakakatuwa kasi ilang years na ang aking responsibility, lagi yan, submission of documents sa OSA and CHED. So nakakamiss yung pressure sa akin and sa students to comply a month before the immersion. So we also conduct orientations before the event proper, may mga pre-departure. So makikita talaga yung collaboration between the students and the teachers. And then may time na maghahanap SC, maghahanap ng venue, talagang hanggang gabi nagpapapirma or nagpapacheck sila ng letters. And nakakatuwa kasi part of my work is more on deliverables and deadlines. So yung mga students naman, every time na nanghihingi ako ng mga documents, talagang very open sila, open-minded, and they submit on time. Yan. Okay, so yung pictures kanina yun, nakakamiss yun, no? That's the time na nagkaroon tayo ng face-to-face. Ayan, hindi yan mawawala kapag may mga university activities. Full force ang administrators. We make it a point na lagi kaming present. And then, of course, kapag may admin Christmas party, hindi papatalo ang CTHM. Pinaghahandaan niya namin nila, Ma'am T. Ayan, o nakikita po, o naka-costume kami. And of course, nanalo tayo, no? Tayo ang first, I think first place ay lagi tayong champion. And then kapag Paskuhan, magkakasama lagi ang admin, ang mga ang academic staff, laging masaya. And pag Christmas party, okay, nagbibigayan, may mga competitions, may mga simpleng salo-salo na talaga namang nakakamiss, lalong-lalo na lahat tayo looking forward na magkaroon na ng face-to-face, magkaroon tayo ng celebration, ng magsama-sama tayo eventually. Yan. And of course, we miss also yung ating mga support staff, hindi napakita sa picture, no? Talagang mga students, kapag may ano ba ito? Yung UAAP na may basketball, talagang hindi lang mga academic staff ang nandoon, bumibisita ang mga bata, ang mga estudyante, sabay-sabay tayong nag-cheer sa UST kapag may mga games ang ating team. So nakaka-miss 'yon. Yun po.
Ako naman, grabe naman po yun, Ma'am Mickey. Parang as a second year student po, kasi hindi ko na na-experience yung mga binabanggit yung ma'am. So I was like really, ay grabe, sana na-experience ko din yung before mag-online classes setup. Kasi unlike Steph, na-experience pa niya yun eh. So medyo hindi ako nakaka-relate with that. But ang tumatak pala sa akin is wearing our uniforms, kasi iba talaga yung pride when you get to wear your uniforms outside, tapos you'll be able to gala with your friends wearing that, though bawal naman. I mean, inside the campus. And iba talaga yung ambience when you're inside the campus, no? Like, you get to greet your professors along the hallway. Grabe, nakakamiss talaga. And like what you've shared po na about the activities you do in the office, I know nakakamiss din po talaga, kasi parang yun yung pinaka-classroom setup nyo na parang doon po kayo nagbabonding with your colleagues. So I really hope na maging professor ko po kayo and ma-meet ko po kayo all in person. But actually po, kasi si Miss Jane, I met her face-to-face once lang. Was for my interview pa po, so that was last year. So I was very honored to be here and maging host po sa inyo. So I was really kilig with that. So how about you po, Miss Jane? Ano po ma-share niyo about what you expect once face-to-face classes resumes po?
Lalakbay na yung isip ko kung anong mangyayari sa akin na pagdating ng araw na tayo ay meron ng face-to-face, and we're all excited because we have a new building for CTHM. Doon na tayo sa Pichipap. So, tumatakbo yung isip ko kung ano ang mangyayari. Siyempre, ang first ko na gagawin is to see and to look for the classrooms of my former students, yung mga hindi ko pa talaga na-meet in person. Mag-hi, hello ako sa kanila. Magkakaroon ng, it's no longer a virtual kumustahan, but it's a face-to-face kumustahan live. Kumustahan ito. Siguro, if given a chance, magro-room-to-room ako with all the tourism students, kasi gusto ko sila ulit i-welcome, not only during the freshman orientation, not only during virtual gathering. So gusto ko silang i-welcome lahat, and of course for the academic staff, gusto ko silang makakwentuhan over coffee. And for the admin, normally naman nag-meet kami once in a while. And siguro yung ang nami-miss ko with the admin is of course yung aming Starbucks moment. Meron kami parating ni na Ma'am Mickey na kunwari at in the afternoon, pag medyo pagod na talaga kami sa trabaho, parang sige, Starbucks break muna tayo, pupunta kami in front of Alberto's. But since nga na-transfer na tayo na ibang building, so perhaps Pinoval na yung pinakang malapit sa Beach Pub building. And then, of course, magpe-prepare na. Kung may face-to-face na, definitely kakaibat na yan or kasama na yan yung mga planning natin for the international tour, domestic tour, industry immersion ng mga tourism students and HM, ano pa, yung local community engagement, yung mga immersion sa mga LGUs, yung pumupunta sila sa mga community, mag-spend overnight because of the tourism planning course. Yan yung mga off-campus activities ang paghahandaan natin kasi hindi lang dahil na-miss natin ang mag-tour, ang mag-travel, but because it is part of the courses, it's part of the curriculum that the students will have their actual immersion or na-experience talaga nila, magkaroon sila ng experiential learning through immersion, tour, yung mga cruise immersion program. Yan yung mga nakakamiss talaga na gawin. And for sure, ang mga estudyante natin na tourism, one of the reasons why they would like to become a tourism student, aside from the fact that they wanted to become a flight attendant, is because they would like to travel the world. They would like to experience also and explore the Philippines and other countries. So yan yung mga top priorities na gagawin natin, to meet them face to face and to say hi and hello, and of course to plan for the programs intended for the tourism. Yun lang. Yun lang for now.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Jane. You know what? Your answer brings back so many memories. I remember, alam niyo ba bakit ako nag-CTHM? Kasi dati, gandang-ganda talaga ako sa uniform ng CTHM. It is actually like one of the reasons why I picked CTHM over all different colleges in our university. Kasi parang sobrang kagalang-galang, ang ganda-ganda tignan, ang linis-linis ng mga CTHM student, which is something that we can still do while we're still online setup. Pero, syempre, iba yung feels ng tumutunog yung heels mo pagbaba mo ng hagdan sa Albertus Manius building. And I think it is something very memorable for me kasi kahit sobrang dulas ng hagdan ng flooring natin sa loob ng CTHM building, it is something na very CTHM-like na walang other college ang may ganong experiences. And andyan yung mga nag-run yung stockings, natatapunan kayo ng food, tapos kailangan lagi nakabon yung hair, and all that kind of stuff. It is something na sobrang namimiss natin during the face-to-face setup. Yes, how about you, Maxine?
Nako, based on your stories talaga, alam mo, hindi ko talaga maiwasan yung sana all talaga na term kasi, yun nga, again, hindi ko siya na-experience. Ang na-experience ko lang talaga is yung top lang yung uniform, tapos very casual or very relaxed na yung pangbaba. So, minsan pangbahay pa yung pangbaba, di ba? Yes, I know. So, parang nakakamiss nga rin mag-heels. And of course, yung sa uniform nga natin, parang nandun talaga yung feels na parang FA talaga tayo, parang kahit ako, maliit kasi ako in person. So parang I feel so tall. I feel so, like what you said, respected. So now let us hear from our Dean G.
Then we have the last one. Once the pandemic is over and we are now allowed to go back our face-to-face setup, what is the thing that you are excited to do first and why? This is an interesting question. And parang gusto ko ng maganda at interesting answer din. Ano nga ba? This is a good question. What is the thing that I'm so excited? I think the most exciting thing for me to do is to walk or to go to a place without mask on. Alam nyo, I normally walk to the university. By the way, pumapasok ako lagi kasi sa office kasi part na din yon ng aking coping mechanism. Ayoko na sa bahay. Hindi ko na kaya doon magtrabaho, hindi ko na kaya magturo doon. I go to the university Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes every day. Hirap-hirap ako pag naka-mask at naka-face shield. That's why to answer your third question, the first thing that I would like to do, I'm so excited to do is, alam mo yon, yung not to wear my mask when I go out. Dahil figuratively, di ba, para kang namamaskara, para kang tinataguan at tinatago natin ng virus. And literally din, nakakaano din siya, nakakasuffocate. So, that's the first thing that I want to do. I want to rip off my mask. Kung pwede punitin natin siya ng sabay-sabay, gawa tayo ng isang festival of ripping off the mask and the face shield. Apakan natin ang face shield. Kasi natalo na natin ang virus. I think that's what I'm going to do. At ngayon ko lang din naalala yun. I think it's a good thing. Let's have that. Can you make a good event for that? Let's have, ano ba yung, katulad ng ginawa dati sa, yung mga pinunit nila yung sedula, di ba, ni Andres Bonifacio. Kasi ayaw nilang magbayad or sumuko sa Espanya. I can't recall now. Pero parang ganun, no? Parang just to end the pandemic, just in case WHO and our government would say that we're already free from the pandemic, then let's have a celebration. I think it's a good answer for your third question. I want to get my mask, then I want to tear it, then I want to get my face shield, then I'm going to step on it para masabi sa virus na to na natalo na natin siya. Alright? So, that's the first thing that I want to do. And it's very exciting and it's so interesting. So it's always good to become a teacher, and I hope that I'll be able to inspire some of you to become educators yourselves. It's so nice. Napakaganda ng isang teacher, right?
By the next semester, paapakan na natin yung face shield na yan sa tapat ng Albertus Manius Building.
Gusto ko naman yung malapit na tayong tumawid at the end of the light of the tunnel kasi ako din ang dami ko na rin signs nakikita na malapit na talaga mag face-to-face classes. And again, gawin nga natin yung pagsira sa mga face mask and face shields natin para makita naman ang magaganda at gwapo ng CTHM students. Okay, we are now nearing the end of the second episode. Grabe, ang bilis naman. But before that, let's do a rewind.
Wow, Maxine, we've talked about a lot today, and it was a major trip down memory lane. Each of us here surely gained so much of more of what we expected talaga from today's podcast. And you know what? As a student, it is really inspiring to hear our professor's stories. Ito yung mga side na hindi natin nakita pag naka-turn off na yung camera, when we exit our Zoom app. It is something na dito lang natin nalaman sa Buhay CTHM. Everybody has to start somewhere talaga, and we may not always end up where we thought we were going, just like Ma'am Mickey, Ma'am Jane, and even Sir Lou, but we always end up where we are meant to be. Also, just like our guest speakers, there are also people in our lives who will inspire us or help us to guide our road to success.
I definitely agree on you on that, Steph. So adding to what you said, during the second part of the podcast, our guest speakers shared that in this virtual learning setup that all of us, even the professors, are being challenged to accept change and appreciate people and their efforts. To cope, again, let us use the 3 A's given by Mom Mickey, which is to adjust, adapt, and accept. And guys, always find the time to rest. And of course, remember that God will never give us anything we can't handle. Lastly, just like all of us, our professors are also looking forward to seeing each other and experiencing the warmth that keeps us in UST.
I agree with that too, Maxine. Once again, ito na naman tayo. We've traveled through time with the sharing that we had today. So you guys, stay tuned for more experiences like this, only here on the Buhay CTHM podcast.
Again, guys, abang-abang lang tayo ulit for our next episode. So now it's time for the awarding of certificates of appreciation to our guest speakers. So may I call on Mr. Mark Terence Cruz, the CTHM Student Council Secretary.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for attending today's episode of Buhay CTHM, My Teacher, My Hero. And I'm very happy that our guest speakers are here today with us. And we would like to honor them by presenting them this certificate of recognition. The University of Santo Tomas College of Tourism and Hospitality Management, provider of top-notch and world-class enriched virtual tourism and hospitality education, Student Council Academic Year 2021-2022. This certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to Assistant Professor Jane G. De Vanadera, MSTM, for sharing her invaluable time and expertise as a guest speaker during the podcast titled Buhay CTHM, My Teacher, My Hero, held on October 25, 2021 via the CTHM YouTube channel, given this 25th day of October in the year of our Lord 2021 at the University of Santo Tomas, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Jershi May K. Kirao, President, CTHM Student Council, Associate Professor Evangeline Itimbang, CHE Advisor, CTHM Student Council. Ms. Maria Margarita P. Cruz, MBA Advisor, CTHM Student Council. Reverend Father Roland D. Mactal, OP, STHD, College Regent. And Attorney Justice Jesse G. Granado, DCL, our college team. The same certificate is also hereby awarded to Mr. Juanito Luis S. Reyes, MA, for sharing his invaluable time and expertise as a guest speaker during the podcast titled Buhay CTHM, My Teacher, My Hero, held on October 25, 2021 by the CTHM YouTube channel, given this 25th day of October in the year of our Lord 2021 at the University of Santo Tomas, Manila, Philippines. The same certificate is also awarded to Ms. Maria Margarita P. Cruz, MBA, for sharing her invaluable time and expertise as a guest speaker during the podcast titled Buhay CTHM, My Teacher, My Hero, held on October 25, 2021 by the CTHM YouTube channel, given this 25th day of October in the year of our Lord 2021 at the University of Santo Tomas, Manila, Philippines. May din pa, may. And last but definitely not the least, we have the same certificate of appreciation to Attorney Giselle Jesse G. Granado, DCL, for sharing his invaluable time and expertise as our guest speaker during the podcast titled Buhay CTHM, My Teacher, My Hero, held on October 25, 2021 via the CTHM YouTube channel, given this 25th day of October in the year of our Lord 2021 at the University of Santo Tomas, Manila, Philippines. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a great time watching this episode. Back to you, hosts.
Thank you so much for being part of our second episode. Now let us have a photo opportunity with our lovely guest speakers, because I believe in the saying that we take photos as a return ticket to a moment, otherwise it is gone. Are you guys ready? Please turn on your cameras. One, two, and three. Another one. Waki naman dyan, mga profs. Okay. Okay, one, two, three. Thank you so much, guys. We had a fun time talking with you today. So, Maxine?
Okay, professors. You each have 15 seconds to shout out or remind the CTHM students kahit ano pong gusto nyo. So let's start off with Ma'am Mickey.
Hi! Shout out kay Dingy, Father Maki, Ma'am Timbang, and Rafael. And of course, our CTHM students, kaya natin to. And see you again all sa face-to-face.
Thank you. Let us have Ma'am Jane.
Shout out syempre sa aking 2 advisory classes, 1T1 and 1T2. Hello everyone!
Okay,
Yes, parang
last
naka-showtime na to. Let us now have Sir Louie.
Louis.
Shout out syempre sa HRMS, sa Hotel Restaurant Management Society.
Woohoo!
Cristel, nandito ako, Cristel. Oh, nakikita mo ako dito. Nandito ako. Then, joke lang. But to the EBs, to the EAs, to everyone, and of course to all the students from the Hospitality Management Department. You are loved. At babangon tayo, promise, eventually.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Louie, Ma'am Mickey, and Ma'am Jane. But of course, even though he is not present with us this evening, hindi papatalo si Dean G. Now, let us hear from him. Roll VTR.
Thank you. And I would like to congratulate the CTHM Student Council, the best student council in the Philippines, for coming up with this napakagandang proyekto na ito. And for all your viewers, for all our listeners and our followers, keep well, and thank you for honoring us, your teachers. And some of you, I'm sure you will become teachers. Papalitan nyo naman kami, but I'm so sure you're going to enjoy this. You're going to enjoy this. Karamihan na invite ko ng mga dati kong professor, ng mga dati kong students para mag-join sa atin sa academy. They're all excited. And they're all so happy. And talagang kinikilig sila na, hi, invite mo ako, Sir G. Gumagano'n sila. I sent a message 2 days ago, and it's an invitation. So I learned that one of our alumni finished his MA, then he worked with the Department of Tourism. Then I sent him a message, and I asked him if she wanted to go home to USCTHM. And he's shouting. And he even told me that he's crying because of the good news that I told him. And what was the good news to him? For him to be considered as a teacher. Thank you. Salamat sa Diyos. Mabuhay ang CTHM Student Council.
And that is it for our second episode, guys. This is Buhay CTHM. We will be sending an evaluation form in the comment section here in our YouTube channel for you guys to answer.
And before we formally end this podcast, of course, we would like to thank our guest speakers, Ma'am Mickey Cruz, Sir Louie Reyes, Ma'am Jane De Banadera, and Attorney Jesus Granado for sharing their experiences that I am sure na maraming natutunan ng ating CTHM students. Of course, this episode is made possible for them and to all of our beloved professors and teachers. Saludo po kami sa inyo. With that, this podcast is made possible through CTHM Student Council family in partnership with Tomcat UST.
And of course, also to you guys, our dear viewers and listeners, thank you for spending your evening with us. We hope that you learned a lot from this episode and stay tuned for more time traveling experiences. Our next episode shall be out in December, and I am sure that you will not want to miss out on that episode.
Grabe, I can already feel the Christmas spirit. And guys, it's only 61 days, Pasko na. And again, don't forget to like and follow CTHMSC's Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter at UST-CTHMSC. Also, make sure to subscribe to the official UST-CTHM Student Council YouTube channel and watch out for the future episodes of Buhay CTHM. Of course, to keep updated with the events of our university, you can like, follow, and subscribe to Tomcat's official Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube channel at Tomcat UST.
This is a podcast overflowing with memories from the past, the beauty of the present, and the excitement for the future. Once again, I am Stephanie Gasendo from Class 3HHL3.
And as William Arthur Ward said, and I quote, "A mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires." Once again, I am Maxine Lacorda from Tomcat Circle of Talents. And this has been Buhay CTHM.
Bye guys, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time.